Up today, we are predicting the Green Bay Packers schedule and how many games they are gonna win, not including the preseason. As you can see, they lost in the wild card last year. The wild card around 22-10 to the Eagles, who actually won the Super Bowl. So, in the first game of the year, they play the Detroit Lions. Ooh, that's going to be a tough one. And I think I see the Lions coming out on top and getting revenge, because they're going to be one pissed off team this year after losing to the Commanders as the one seed, as the first seed in the playoffs last year. And then the Packers come out taking on a sophomore Jayden Daniels, who's the best rookie of all time. But I do see the Packers coming out and winning that game. I do. I really do. And then we see the Packers and the Browns. No discussion. Packers just beat them by like 3 scores. The Packers and the Cowboys. The Packers own the Cowboys. All needs to be said. As if Dak comes back healthy, it might be a close game, but I do see the Packers coming out on top. Next, we got the Bengals and the Packers. I can see both. This game could go either way, but I want to say the Bengals. I want to say the Bengals win it. So 3-2. The Packers take on the Cardinals, and I got the Packers here. The Cardinals will be a lot better, but I do see the Packers winning it. And next, we got the Packers versus the Steelers. And they're going to take on their former quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. So that's going to be a very tough game. But I see the Packers coming out on top for this game. I see them. I just see it. So they are 5-2. Yeah, 5-2. Next, we got the Packers versus the Panthers. And I see the Packers defeating the Panthers. The Panthers might be a playoff team this year, but I just see the Packers with a much more and a healthy Jordan Love. I just see that the Packers got it. Next, we got the Packers versus the Eagles. This is gonna be tough. Like, on one end, like, you got the Eagles with a very talented roster, but you also got the Packers and a healthy Jordan Love. But the receiving core, I just realized that might come into a factor with all those healthy Eagles receivers. So I'm going to take the Eagles here by 1 score. Next, we got the Packers and the Giants, one of the worst teams in the league, in the New York Giants. I have got the Green Bay Packers taking down the New York Giants. Next, we got the Vikings taking on the Packers. I actually do think that the Packers have got to win this one. They gotta. Wait, no, never mind. Well, I wasn't thinking. I think the Vikings are actually gonna beat the Packers here in this game. Next, we got the Packers and the Lions. And you would think that the Lions would win it, but I think the Packers pull off the upset and take down the Lions. Next, we got the Chicago Bears taking on the Green Bay Packers. And this is going to be a tough game to predict. On one hand, the Bears, who are not owned by the Packers anymore. Good for them. But, like, at the end of the day, I think the Packers actually win this. I just think the Packers win that. I think the Packers just win it. I'm sorry if anybody disagrees with me, but I just got the Packers. I don't see how they don't win that game. I just don't see it. Next, we got the Packers and the Broncos. I got the Broncos beating the Packers. I do. Next, we got the Packers versus the Bears again. And I'm going to give it to the Bears. That would be a tough game, but I see the Bears coming out on top. And Williams gets another win against the Packers. He's 2-2 if this prediction goes right in his career. Next, we got the Packers versus the Ravens. Ooh, this game is tough. And if you're wondering why it's tough, it's because, like, the receiving core will probably be healthy for Green Bay. But then, like, you got this very good Raven team coming off a very good season last year, just falling short in the divisional game. So I'm going to take the Ravens. Three losses. And at the end of the season, I'm going to give it the last game of the season, the Packers versus the Vikings. And I'm going to say the Green Bay Packers are going to win their final game of the season against the Minnesota Vikings. So, with that being said, so I would have the Packers going 10-7 this season. I think that's a pretty solid record with the receiving core being out for 1/3 of the season. I or like out for half of the season. But either way, as always, peace.